What is up, guys? The Casey's here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about StackViews. If you guys haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel, and if you guys enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. For today's video, we're going to be building something very similar to this right here. Basically, I'm just going to be teaching you guys about StackViews, and we're going to make this cool looking arrangement of photos, okay? So this is what it's going to look like. If you guys want to see this company's stuff, here's the link to this page. They got some cool UI stuff here. But this is going to be the premise of our video, what we're building off of. And basically what you want to do is get 6 photos. We're just going to do 6 right here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 8 photos. I only got 6. I'll get 2 more. But that's what we're going to be doing. And the very first thing to understanding UIStackViews is to understand the definition of what it is. And a stack view lets you leverage the power of auto layout, creating user interfaces that can dynamically adapt to the device's orientation, screen size, and any changes in the available space. The stack view manages the layout of all the views in the arrange subviews property. These views are arranged along the stack view's axis based on their order in the arranged subviews array. The exact layout varies depending on the stack view's axis, distribution, alignment, spacing, and other properties. So as you guys can see based off of the definition, UI stack views are very important on different screen sizes. Now, if you have as you will see in this video, if you have a whole bunch of images in this little collection right here, it's going to take a lot of constraints to get this to stay almost like the same design on bigger or smaller screen sizes. And that makes sense because you have to maintain the image size on different screen sizes, yada yada. But a UI stack view manages all of that for you, so you don't have to worry about the crazy constraints and things like that. So now you guys might want to read more. I suggest you read everything on Apple's documentation about UIStackViews. It is very important to understand stack views because they're widely used. But if you guys want, definitely read that. Definitely read that. Okay. But once you guys have read that, or you can follow this first and then read it later. But let me get my images. For my images, I just went on to Google, searched some images, and pulled them out of Google, kind of like so. Okay. So I've got my 8 images, and now we're just going to open up a Xcode project. So we got Xcode open, file new, project. And we're going to do something cool here that you might not have seen with iOS 10. We're going to say, and we're going to name this StackView tutorial. All right, Swift, and then next. Definitely create a get respiratory and then create. We're going to drag in a navigation controller. We're going to add a view controller instead of this table view. I don't know why that is there. But we're going to connect these two together, and this is going to be the root view controller right here. And we can set this as initial. This is the root. And we prefer large titles right there. And then our title here can be images. Okay. Large always. And we're good there. Now, we need to get our images in. So if we go over to our assets folder, open that up. And let's move this up a little. Okay. So select your 8 photos and just drag them over into the assets folder right there and let go. And they're going to pop up, okay? So this is like downloading the photos in here. And let's head back over to our main.storyboard after that. And basically we're going to start out with our constraints. Now, down here at the bottom, we can type in UIImageView, throw that in there. We're going to throw in, right now, 3. Okay, so just throw on 3. Now, I'm going to show you guys some. So to create a stack view, all you have to do is have 2 objects selected, and then this little button right here at the bottom, it says embed in stack. You just click that, and it automatically throws it into a stack view. Oh, whoops. And you can see kind of sort of how it is auto arranging the images, okay? Now, in the inspector, the attributes inspector, you can see this is on a vertical axis. If I switch it to horizontal, now it goes horizontal. Vertical is up and down, horizontal is side to side. So those are the different axes that we can have. Okay. So for this one right here, we're going to do horizontal. This is going to be the first row right here. You can have different alignments. Fill fills up the bounds of the stack view. Center would be in the center of the stack view's bounds. Same with top and bottom of the stack view. Spacing, you can add spacing. If I do that, you can see that there's spacing in the middle now. Scale to fill would be content, and that's pretty much it. The big things you can change based off of the device orientation, all of that stuff. And the idea behind stack views is to put everything in the stack view, and then if you need to add constraints later on, then add constraints. But the stack view manages that stuff, so you really don't have to do too many constraints. It makes your life so much simpler as a developer. So this image right here is going to, well, I guess we should look at this a little bit different. In our picture over here on the side, you can notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 photos. We're not counting the bottom. But if you think in stack view terms, we have 1, 2, 3 rows of stack views within a stack view. And then this is a vertical stack view inside of this stack view. You see what I'm saying? So a stack view is holding the objects together. This is a horizontal stack view right here, but then there's another stack view inside. So this is a horizontal stack view. This is a horizontal stack view. But this is a horizontal stack view, but there's another stack view within the stack view. Just like this whole entire view is one stack view of 3 different rows, and then there's sub stack views inside of that stack view. So you'll see if that doesn't make sense. So we have our one stack view right here. I guess we can change this stack view to vertical. And if you ever want to add a object to a stack view, you can just click and drop it on in there. So now we got our 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to take the stack view and we're going to pin it down here at the bottom to all the sides. So 0, tab, 0, tab, 0, tab, 0. Click enter. Now you'll notice that this one at the bottom is oblong, very big compared to the other ones. So in distribution, you can say fill equally, fill proportionately, if there's a proportion, equal spacing, equal centering, all that stuff. But we're going to say fill, okay? And then later on we can change that. And the align is going to be fill as well because we want it to go all the way out. We don't want it just in the center, okay, if that makes sense. And totally mess around with this stuff. You guys will be able to see the differences and things like that. But we're going to work with this top one right now, this top stack view. And we're going to throw in another image. Okay. Now, wait a second. I just added a 4th row. We don't want 4 rows. We only want 3. So command, make sure you have one of the images selected and then another one, and then throw those 2 into a stack view. So now you can see over here on the left side the different stack views. You can have a stack view within a stack view. And if we're on the second stack view, which is the top 2 images, we can change that to horizontal. Okay, so now we have two images in here, and you can't see the other one because it is fill instead of fill equally. Now you can see the two images. So we're going to change this image, which is supposed to be the lady over here, just to a car, and of course we're going to say aspect fill, or yeah, aspect fill, but clip to bounds. Okay, and then this image right here is I should probably zoom in. This image right here is going to be these two. So let's throw in another image, and now it's 3, but we want it to be up and down 2. So we're going to throw these two into a stack view. Boom, they're in a stack view, and this is going to be a vertical stack view. So we got that, and then fill equally, fill. Actually, yeah, this is going to be fill equally, so you can see that. Now we can change this to one of our car images. Oh, that looks nice. Aspect fill with clipped bounds, and the same with this one. Aspect fill, clipped bounds. So you can see how we got our top 3 images. Now you'll say, oh look, there's spacing. Okay, sweet, let's add that spacing. On this vertical stack view, we're going to add a spacing of 5. Now you'll see in this instance right here, while we're adding, it automatically adds that spacing, so we don't have to make a whole bunch of new code. Say later on someone comes back to us and says, it needs to be 10 spacing, not 5. We can just say 10, and it automatically adjusts the constraints rather than having to go through spending hours and hours trying to fix the constraints, okay? So that's a really cool deal. That's our vertical one. Now let's go to this horizontal top row and add a spacing of 5 there. So you can see how it automatically adjusts. It's very, very nice. So we got the top one all ready. On this main stack view, okay, it does have a spacing of 5. So now we're going to go in and do this middle section, which is just 2 images. So select those 2, and we're going to throw them into a stack view, but it's going to be a horizontal stack view. And of course, fill equally, we'll put them right in the middle, which is what we want here, with a spacing of 5. Okay, there we go. And this image is going to be, selected, I think 3. Yeah, aspect fill, clip to bounds. This one is going to be 4. Aspect fill, clip to bounds. Okay, that looks nice. Got our images here. Maybe I could have picked better images, but I don't know. I like cars. Now on the bottom one, we're gonna throw in another image and put these 2 in a stack view for our bottom row. And of course, fill equally. Oh wait, we have 3, so let's just throw in another one right there. Now, we can change these images. 6, aspect fit. Nah, I like aspect fill, especially for this scenario. It probably would look better if I had more specific photos, but it's all good. So aspect fill. Aspect fill. This is 5, I think. Yeah. Okay, so now on this bottom stack view, just add our spacing of 5. And now this isn't looking exactly the same. Like these are squares here and these are rectangles on this view. So, right, we do need to change that. And these are looking pretty square to me, but they're not exactly square. That's cool. We can add constraints. So the idea is stack views first, constraints later. So on these images down here, or you can go to the stack view, and you can add a height to the stack view. Okay, we can add a height of say 100. I'd say that's about the same. Now look at that. It's coming along, isn't it? Okay, that looks good. That looks good. These images are square. I think that they'll look fine if they stretch a little because something has to stretch, spacing, whatnot. But this one up here, I think really, it should stay square. So let's add a height to that one. Or we could add aspect ratio, if you want to do that. And if you go over here to the ruler, you can change the aspect ratio to 1 and 1 to make it a perfect square. And then of course it's going to stretch these, but I think that's all right. They're a little bit blurry and all. I think it's fine. I mean, not too big of a deal. Maybe if you want to make this row right here taller. Well, it's not working right now. But there's another thing called hugging priority, and basically you can change this around. It's not doing much right now because we do have constant heights and things like that. But you can basically make it so a row has more hugging. So say that the hugging is higher on an object. So this one has a higher hugging priority. Then it's gonna pull in the objects to it more, so it's smaller. It's hugging to it. I don't know why it's not working right now. I'm guessing it's probably because we have a constraint down here at the bottom on the stack view. So if we deleted that, hugging priority should work. I guess it just doesn't want to, or maybe it's when we run it. But so yeah, that's what that does. You can mess around with that as well. It's not gonna let us add that back. So I'm gonna add that height of 100 back here on the bottom. Maybe we could change that to 200. 150, 125. I think that looks good right there. You know, it's not 100% the same as this. This view is, of course, a little bit smaller, as we can see by pulling it up right here. This one's definitely a lot smaller. But that's what the beauty of constraints are. It makes it look good whether the screen size is big or small. So it's not necessarily pixel perfect, but on the larger scale, it looks good because of its hugging priority. And you can test this out down here at the bottom. We can go to an iPad, right, and zoom out here. What was this? And you can see, so it's not 100% the same. Of course, we can change some stuff. Heights. What does it say right here? So it wanted us to add some constraints. What did it want us to add? I don't know why it want that. So on this main stack view, I guess we can mess around with something. So fill distribution. So say fill proportionately. Now it's changing up a little bit here, okay? It's more of a proportionate fill. If we said fill equally, every single row is going to be the same height, which isn't exact over here. It's more of a fill proportionate type of a deal going on over here. So you can mess around with that stuff too. So this vertical one, we could say fill proportionately. Equal spacing. No. Fill proportionately. Fill equally. Oh no. Fill proportionately. No, this one's definitely fill equal because they're both like square or whatever. On this little stack view right here, we can add a width of say 200. Now look at that. It doesn't look that great or anything, so we could change it or whatever we need to do. But you guys understand the concept of stack views now, I hope. We can run this on the device just so you can see it in action, but it manages constraints of objects and it makes it so it fits on different screen sizes without you having to make a whole bunch of constraints making your developing life a lot more simple. Now, although it's not usually in this exact instance, sometimes it's buttons on your UI for login, sign up, fields that you're just putting in a StackView. But this is the concept. Hopefully you guys can grow on this concept, learn some more, read more, test your own abilities with it. But here it is in the app that we just built. This is the new iOS 11 tab bar at the top with the large text for images. And I think it looks pretty nice, If we had done this with normal constraints, this would have taken us hours. I can guarantee that. And this took us just a few minutes, maybe half an hour because I was explaining it or whatever. But this literally took us 10-20 minutes, whereas if we were to do constraints, it would have taken us hours upon hours upon hours. And then you would have had to fix something, yada yada. And say a designer comes in and says, this looks horrible right here, it needs to be 10. You just update it. Look at that. Look how nice it makes it. It does it automatically. You don't have to waste your time after you put in constraints because they form to the restrictions you put on them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys can build upon this. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have any suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment below on your suggestion. Peace.